There's this book that's really made a massive difference to my life. And isolation has been a wonderful way to integrate some of the teachings. So I'm very grateful for Dominique for sharing this book, Wild Power. And after reading the book and putting it into practice, I wanted to share with you guys, maybe it might inspire you to give it a read too. So this is especially for the ladies and women out there, but maybe there also might be something useful for men. So I'm going to show you this diagram, and this is like a diagram of the menstrual cycle. So in society currently, the period is kind of a bit of a taboo subject. I even feel quite awkward talking about it. And it's seen as like this curse, this inconvenience. And often women are known to get aggravated and be grumpy and emotional at this time. And by living my life around some of these practices, it's given me insight that actually that response is just simply the body crying out that it's not being listened to. So I read the book and then I started journaling, just a simple sentence a day with specifically how was I feeling emotionally, hormonally, energetically. I did that for 2 months and then I tracked the pattern. And now I've started to actually live my life and plan my working schedule around my cycle. For example, the book and my own inner journaling has helped me realise that a week before my bleed, I get very critical in my head and feeling vulnerable and insecure. And that's really, and often it's really important gold dust in that, but it's about dropping and listening into it and being kind and gentle and starting to slow down. And then when it actually comes to menstruation, that for me is about resting. So normally I don't want to have plans. I want to be spontaneous. I want to have more time in, like meditating, and less time out on social media and answering people's messages. And so sometimes at this time I actually cancel things, or I just block the time out in my diary to do the least amount as I can. And obviously we're living modern day lives, and you know, we've got a very fortunate situation in some ways with isolation, but that's not always possible in everyday life. But as long as you've got the awareness, then you can start to make choices, and if you stay consistent with that choice, eventually life starts to structure in the way that you want it to flow. And then I find after menstruation I then start to get energy, I start to get inspiration, ideas, but this only happens if I rest. So this month I was really resistant to resting because I've got some exciting projects going on and I just wanted to crack on. My mind was like, come on, just do it, just get it done. So I started pushing through, and then my inner critical voice got so overwhelming and I got really upset. I couldn't sleep. So the minute I dropped into my body and I listened to it, I then felt at ease. The pain started to go away. And now coming out of that, I feel refreshed. I feel ready to make this month count and to serve the world, but only from coming within. So I really recommend reading this book and implementing the practices in the way that's best for you. Also, I just got a delivery of these WUKA, which stands for Wake Up, Kick Ass. And they are eco-friendly period pants, which help the planet with less plastic. So highly recommend them. They are so comfortable, really high quality, definitely worth every penny. And you can get 10% off with Kick Ass 10.